Welcome to today's Explainer. I am so pumped to dig into this one with you guys. Okay, picture this. It's a completely normal, noisy Tuesday morning in New York City. People are rushing to work, grabbing coffee, cars are honking, the city is just pulsing with its usual rhythm. And then, in an instant, everything changes. Out of nowhere, massive alien colossi just appear above the clouds. We're talking asymmetrical mirror ships that completely defy every single piece of known human technology. Let's dive right in, because this story, it isn't just a standard invasion tale. It's about something way deeper. Which brings us to this absolutely crucial question. Imagine, what would happen if humanity's greatest technological achievement was accidentally perceived as a declaration of intergalactic war? That right there is the entire core of today's analysis. This wasn't about some evil desire for Earth's resources. It was a fatal, near-deadly communication breakdown that pushed two entire species to the absolute brink of mutual annihilation.
All right, part one, the day the world stood still, silent invasion, and global blackout. It started incredibly fast. And what's really terrifying is that it happened in complete silence. No explosive movie sound effects here, just a deep, resonant tone that literally ended the digital age in a single heartbeat. The Xylos fleet didn't come in blasting. In a split second, all electronics within a 10-mile radius just went totally dark. Then these smaller drones swooped down from the mothership like birds of prey, executing these incredibly precise surgical strikes on our transmitters and satellites. Their goal wasn't to wipe us out, they just wanted to completely silence us.
And right in the middle of all that chaos, we meet a key player, Dr. Lyra Vance. Imagine the absolute shock for Government Agent Thorne when she turns to him, pops out her contact lenses, and reveals these glowing sapphire eyes. She isn't human at all. She's one of them. With this chilling calmness, she tells him, "That is my family. And if you don't listen to me, by evening, New York will be nothing but ashes." And just like that, the clock starts ticking. They had exactly 25 minutes.
Moving on to part two, Project Omega, a deadly signal? The anatomy of an intergalactic mistake.
Let's actually hit pause on that countdown for a second. We really need to talk about the core of this whole conflict, the massive technological misunderstanding that kicked this off. What were we actually building? Well, Project Omega was this wildly ambitious human attempt to create a brand new global high-frequency 6G network. We genuinely thought we were just beaming a greeting of peace and superfast data out into the cosmos. It was supposed to be our ultimate symbol of technological connection.
But here is where we hit this tragic, terrifying irony. To us, it was fast data and global unity, but to the Xylos, that specific high-frequency signal sounded exactly like something they call Zul-Kara, or the death song. And in their culture, that is definitely not a data stream. It is a literal code announcing a total extermination attack. They genuinely thought Earth was powering up a giant superweapon designed to obliterate their entire solar system. No wonder they showed up ready for a fight.
Which brings us to part three, Race Against Time, Escalation to Nuclear Destruction. Imagine the utter panic down in those underground bunkers. Earth's generals didn't see a simple misunderstanding. They saw a hostile alien threat dismantling their defenses, so they immediately reached for the nuclear codes. The escalation was just lightning fast. Barely 10 minutes after the first pulse, Earth is prepping its missiles. The only possible way to stop the madness is to get Lyra and Thorne directly onto the enemy's ship. They literally get pulled up by a cold metallic gravity beam at the 11th hour, right as a 3-minute countdown to a human nuclear counterstrike begins.
Up on the mothership, they face Commander Jox, this towering figure glowing with violet energy. Now put yourself in his shoes for a second. When he looks at the holographic map of Earth, he sees our planet wrapped in this red 6G network. To him, it's a ticking weapon of mass destruction. From his perspective, he has absolutely no choice but to defensively wipe us off the star charts to protect his own people. Part 4. Revealing the truth. The chaos that saved us.
Right there on the bridge, while Thorne's human weapons are literally disintegrating into dust because of the alien atmosphere, he steps right up to this giant commander, and his defense is just brilliant. He basically yells, "That's not a weapon, you idiot. Those are our lives. Cat photos, love letters, it's our chaos, not an army." He fiercely points out that humanity is way too messy and disorganized to coordinate some galaxy-destroying superweapon. I mean, we can barely agree on the weather forecast, right? But, words aren't always enough. Lyra essentially has to become a human translator.
She grabs the ship's massive levitating data crystal and forces her consciousness into it. She just starts flooding the alien network with terabytes of human emotions tied to Project Omega. We're talking a mother singing a lullaby, friends laughing, a full orchestra playing. She forces them to feel all of our beautiful, unorganized human chaos. Meanwhile, back down on Earth, guys, there were literally just 2 minutes left on the clock. 2 minutes. The Pentagon is issuing the final launch codes, and nuclear missile silos are physically cracking open. It was down to the absolute wire.
Part 5. Peace instead of destruction. The Emerald Light of Hope.
In that final, breathless moment, Commander Jox finally gets it. Thanks to Lyra, he comprehends the chaotic innocence of humanity, and he roars for a total ceasefire. And instead of firing a death ray, the alien ships cast this massive emerald light across the entire planet. This specific frequency instantly and harmlessly jammed every single nuclear launch system on Earth. Just absolute, stunning silence. The giant alien weapons were tracked, and the sun finally broke through the clouds over New York again.
The turnaround here is just unbelievable. Step 1, instead of ground troops, they sent down envoys and technicians in these elegant little modules. Step 2, those massive, terrifying warships, they stayed in our atmosphere but transformed into joint orbital stations. And Step 3, Earth started utilizing their clean crystal energy to recover. We went from a guaranteed apocalypse straight into a collaborative technological renaissance.
So, what happened to that highly problematic Project Omega signal? Well, it got completely rewritten. Scientists from both worlds worked together to safely retune the internet signal. It was no longer a mistaken weapon of war, and honestly, no longer just about fast data. It literally became a safe bridge between galaxies. New York was repaired using tech we could only dream of, turning into this glowing gemstone where human and alien architecture flawlessly intertwine.
In the infinite universe, no one is an enemy until we learn to know them. I really want to leave you with that thought today. Because this whole explainer highlights that true connection, it takes way more than just building a stronger 6G signal. It requires deep understanding and a genuine willingness to listen to the other side. Without that, we're really just children yelling into the void. Thank you so much for joining me for this analysis. I'm super curious, what weapons in your own daily miscommunications might actually just be the equivalent of cat photos? Think about it. Have an awesome day and stay curious.